All right. Welcome everyone to Every Strand Counts with your host, me, Dana Wilson. And listen, the premise of this show is that we truly believe that every strand counts. Every root, every lesson, every experience, and every legacy makes a difference in our lives. So we feature conversations with various leaders, authors, speakers, entrepreneurs who long to touch, move, and inspire others through their work. And today is no exception. Today, we have the pleasure of featuring a conversation with a sister like practitioner, Crystal Vaught. She is the owner of Stellar Service. Crystal is a proud native of North Carolina, reside in the Bull City of Durham. She has held a cosmetology license for over 30 years and have served our children as an educator and administrator for over 25 years. So we definitely going to be speaking to a leader here. Let me bring her to the room, to the virtual stage. Hey, lady. Can you hear me? Hey. Thank you for being here, Crystal. I know you are crazy. Everybody's
Yeah.
crazy busy. I so appreciate and don't take for granted when people share their time with me. So I appreciate your time. But Miss Crystal, I shared just a little bit about you. Can you share with the audience who you are and what you're up to?
Lifing, adulting. I'm Crystal Vaught. I'm a North Carolina native. As they say, grits girl, raised in the South. I've always had that creative thing in my blood. Always like
Mhm.
working with my hands.
Mhm.
I remember every rite of passage, every hairstyle, the press and curl and the little sponge roller bangs and the jerry curl and the relaxer. I remember when Shanae was wearing the big braids and everybody wanted braids. And I grew up in a single parent home, so I had to be able to do a lot of that on my own in terms of
Okay.
upkeep. And enjoyed it, always could do my own hair. And then over time, I just remember I didn't always get all of the information, didn't always know how to take care of it or do the upkeep. And
Mhm.
so that sparked my interest. And, it just went from me doing my own hair between appointments, uh, starting to see a dermatologist like at age 13. Each thing gave me more, um, empowered me more, also gave me more information, but made me crave more information. And ultimately, by the time I got to college, wearing braids and doing hair in the dorm,
Wow.
I just went for it and said, hey, I could learn how to really learn everything I need to know. And it started there. So it's been amazing. And I'm learning every day, every year, every week, you name it.
So how did we get to such like because you took me through the whole history book, okay? About
Yes.
down.
So,
So how do we get
um,
to locks?
So I did have traditional locks,
Okay.
actually, exactly 24 years ago. Um, back in the day, natural hair was taboo,
Mhm.
maybe in the 70s afro, but when you talk about teeny weeny afros, that's a recent phenomena. So as a beginning teacher, I was an art teacher, but I
Oh,
specifically remember a black female recruiter saying, "Oh, girl, you're gonna have to cut your hair." So my thing was I needed a full-time job, and I said, once I get my first year teaching, once I make it, and I know I'm locked in, I'm gonna lock my hair. Spring break, my first year teaching, I took the time to section off and did palm rolls.
okay.
Had the traditional locks, enjoyed it, always got compliments. And that was my first journey. Had no idea what I was doing. Uh,
Okay.
YouTube wasn't, I think it might have been MySpace then. I don't even know if I
Oh,
had a
oh my
computer
Lord.
back
Oh
in the
my.
day. But I still always noticed the difference with my skin and my scalp when I did natural style. So that was it. I was like, oh, this can work.
Okay.
And started there. So that was my first time with locks. But as they got longer, they got heavier.
Okay.
I have that uh, soft texture hair, like cotton, and break a sweat. And then I had afro at the roots and locks on
Yeah.
the ends. And just people would ask me questions about who did my hair,
Mm-hmm.
how to take care of their hair. And I learned very quickly it's definitely a conversation piece for some, but
Yes.
it is a lifestyle. It is a lifestyle.
So
So
when did
that
you
started.
decide when did you decide to go from traditional to sister locks? What was that deciding factor for you?
Um, Having gone through the traditional locks and that weight on the back of my head and neck was tremendous.
I
I grew them up through 2005, 2006. So they were down my back, and that weight on the back of my head and neck was tremendous. I was surprised. I
okay.
I was a little girl with the little beady bees.
Right.
I can have long hair. But natural hair was amazing. Freedom.
Yeah.
Um, and so from there, I said I need to go shorter. And then from going shorter, I just cut the locks out and wore braids again for a while and started doing more research.
Okay.
Wanted to know how I could go smaller, lighter in weight, more freedom, more versatility.
Right.
Started hearing about sister locks, and um, I, I say things in the South are different. That's just me personally, perhaps, but uh, I always could go to visit my auntie in Baltimore and get information about the hair,
Mm-hmm.
uh, the hairstyles, and what have you, and started hearing about sister locks. With the emergence of social media,
Yeah.
started seeing more samples of sister locks in just common day TV and etc. So, learned that interlocking is the basis for the Sister Locks hair management program. Fast forward, I got an install. This is 2020, so 2019.
Okay.
Uh, have loved the smaller locks, interlock. Even with that, I still walked away feeling like I wanted to know more, needed to know more.
Well, you're
Did
an educator. Clearly,
Yes,
you are.
ma'am. I am.
Okay.
Yes, I am
So,
an educator.
yeah.
Um, Never knew that. Never knew that. No one else never knew that. But got bit by the bug. Did a camp or something and got bit by the bug. And I said, "Oh, people do this full time." Same thing with hair. I was like, "Oh, people do this full time.
Right.
You get paid for this." So just natural given talent, but who knows? So I
Yeah.
wouldn't tell me. I need to know how to take care of it, what things to look for.
Mm-hmm.
So I am that customer who will ask all of the questions. And if you
Yeah.
say banding and you show me a plastic band, I'm going to go buy a plastic band. You didn't tell me I could use fabric. I am very much into
Right.
the details. And so that's what drew me to the Sister Locks process. I
Okay.
really enjoy and appreciate the consistency,
Yeah.
the high, um, just the again consistency, the
Mm.
detailed process, the
Mm.
education that goes into it. It's a continuous um, process. It's not go to a hair show, learn it one time, and you know
Right.
it for 50 years. You are always honing your skills, and I really appreciate that because there are too many imposters. So I
Yeah.
am the customer who got an install, but I still want to learn more.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, was going to found the website, wanted to learn how to retighten my own hair. I said,
Okay.
well, it was pandemic. That amount of time I could go ahead and learn how to do the whole thing. I need to know the ins and outs, and I, wanted to properly critique the person who done my install.
That's so funny. You know what? That is so funny you saying that, Crystal, because a lot of people that come into that sister like classroom is because they think they could just they think it's real simple, right? And so they
Yes.
say, "Oh, I just take the class and learn how to do it myself. I can do my own hair." And then they come out there like, "Uh-oh, it was just a little bit more than I expected, and I now appreciate my consultant on a whole nother level."
It's been a challenge. I love a challenge, and
Yeah.
it has been a challenge. It is a good challenge. I really appreciate the knowledge base.
Mhm. Good
I can
stuff.
go on. Where should I go? Because there's some other
Right,
things
right,
that
right.
help me along
Okay,
that.
just hold. Tell me this. Okay, so you obviously you're an educator. Your mind is going all the time in regards to the whys of stuff,
Mhm, mhm.
and so you became a consultant. So when you got home from the training, tell me where you were from there in regards to your confidence level and the challenges that you faced once you took the class.
So I completed my training in Richmond, Virginia, October 2022.
Okay.
Um, I was fortunate to be in one of the blended
Mm-hmm.
courses, which I'm accustomed to online learning. Not everyone is. Prior to the pandemic, I'd done online coursework before.
Okay.
Really enjoyed that process because of the midweek Zooms, the breakout sessions, the actual feedback. I didn't realize why I needed an 18-inch light and those types of things, but technology has really been a plus. Got to the class, went through the class. Um, when I'm a serious student, so when you say you must have your homework completed, oh, I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm coming. I'm ready. But then we get in class, and then we have homework that night, and I'm like, oh, well, I'm ready, but not like this.
Yes, that's
So the hands-on is continuous.
mm-hmm.
So leaving class, I said, oh wow. Um, it wasn't what did I get myself into? I've
Okay.
never regretted that
Mm-hmm.
decision. I just had to pause and say, okay. Um, it's not a fly by the seat of your pants. It is, I
Right.
have to be intentional. I need to make certain that it's going to be a situation where I'm going to be successful. And there are things in place in the program for that. But also, I had to really like wash my mindset clear and start over. I
Okay.
walked in thinking I had clients that were going to be on standby per se,
Okay.
and I had
Okay.
to really think. I was re-educated, thank goodness,
Mm-hmm.
when I left the course. And so really just had to stop and think about the how and the what, and then how am I going to get it done? That was the biggest thing, like, oh wow. Um,
Right.
but
Right. So did you get your hands dirty at all prior to seeking more support?
um I honestly
Mm-hmm.
had my peer group and the investment for me to get into the class started 6 months prior in
Okay.
terms of my financing, my scheduling,
Mm-hmm.
um, and the classes are in demand. So
Right. Right.
it took, it was very strategic in getting to that point. So there were people in my social circle along the way who was like, great. Yeah, when you come back, and it was not a meet me at my house that night. It was not that quick. And although there are individuals who are actually practicing and offering those services, no one was stepping up to say, hi, come hang out with me while I do this establishment.
Got it.
And
Got
I
it.
wasn't the only person leaving class that way. It was just like, wow, we got a lot to do. Um, and so that's where the coaching came in.
Right. Okay. Okay. So what was your so when you acknowledged and recognized, okay, hey, I need a little bit more support before I get going. What what were you hoping for, I guess? What was you hoping for?
Honestly, I was hoping that, honestly, I've heard, and I don't know that many people really understand the logic behind Sister Locks, that it is a hair management system and it's really um, individually tailored. That
Mhm.
part makes it more, it's a more advanced, uh, I say, service.
Right, right.
It is not a one size fits all. And because of that, that's what made me pause and say, hold up, I can't just, the individuals that say, oh, yeah, I'll be your model, I'll be this, I'll be that. Those individuals, one specifically, they may not have been good. It may not have been a good fit. And
Mhm.
so the notion that it is not a one size fits all really makes you take a step back and say, this is a truly professional offering. There's some time involved, some hair analyses. There are a number of things that have to be done. And I personally have to be polished and well versed in all the skills and techniques to
Mhm.
know when to offer the what to offer and when to offer it. So it
Absolutely.
really triggered me to say, I don't have nobody to talk through this with.
Right. I
And
love that. I love
that
that.
was key. You can say you can do the style, but if you can't explain it to someone else, you really have not learned enough. And
Absolutely.
that's where I was.
Okay.
Um,
So you obviously Crystal is an alumni of my Head Start coaching program. Can you share can you share some of your major takeaways from the coaching program?
oh wow. Empowerment, um, intentionality, preparation, just to know that there are many people who stand behind a stylish chair, but the Sister Locks process and that entire, I say, offering of services
Mm.
is not just behind the chair. You have to really have the communication skills. Um, you need to have the tools. You need to be able to not only look at hair and discern patterns and make decisions, but you need to be able to communicate it to the client and give pros and cons. We,
Right.
of course, got some of that in the types of assignments, but looking at a picture in the manual or handbook versus having live individuals in front of you is
Mhm.
different.
Yes.
And so the Head Start coaching program, we were able or are able to lean on, thank goodness, lean on your experience and know without some of our own trial and error,
Hmm.
um, we can gain from that and know the things to look for. You
Yeah.
don't know what you don't know. And
That's
so the opportunity to have someone say, look, do it this way. This is where you want to be really tight. This is where you want to um, adjust for your own personality preferences, but having uh, had the access, unlimited access to someone with that experience was critical. Now, am I where I want to be?
mhm.
No, I thought I'd be a millionaire by now. Doesn't everybody?
Right. Right.
But
Right.
it's about, for me personally, stellar service. I want folks to be educated. I don't want folks walking away like me thinking, oh, this person's taking out my hair. No, aging. there are things that happen, aging, medication, stress, all of those things impact our hair and scalp.
Right.
And
Right.
I can honestly say the average um, African American female is not aware of what we are doing or putting into our bodies that
Yeah.
impact not
Listen.
only our skin, but the hair is the biggest appendage of the skin.
Yeah.
So
Listen, Crystal,
that by itself,
don't get me fired up about that. Don't even get don't even get me
so
started.
I thought I was just coming to learn how to do a hairstyle, but I've learned, you know,
Yeah.
the entire well-being, wellness,
Yes.
um, hair and scalp is huge. So now I just want to talk to people. It
Mhm.
You don't even need to come to for me for a style, but come and let me do a shampoo, scalp. Now we have folks who are wearing wigs and weaves, and what you doing to your scalp? Well, why I need to do anything for?
Right. So
So
here's what I'm thinking, Crystal. You're one of the things that you bring to the table, which is going to be great for your business and moving forward, is the fact that you are an educator and that you do care about hair care, scalp care, and things like that. So that's going to be an added benefit to your business because it's not going to be just about sister locks. It's going to be about the holistic approach um, to hair care, and that is perfect, perfect, perfect. That is I mean, obviously it should be common anytime you're working with hair, but if you just got started, maybe that's not your forte, but it becomes that over time. So I can totally appreciate your mindset on that. Can you share with the audience what's let me put your information up here
well, and
first.
so I will just share from personal experience. Aging is an interesting process, and to
Mm-hmm.
wake up and one day find locks in the floor or patches with no hair,
Yeah.
those types of things are traumatic because we um, put so much of our identity into our hair, and we as a people, we hair is a big deal,
Yeah. No,
no matter how long, how short. So those types of things happen to many people and we don't talk about it.
absolutely.
Or yeah, I have a bald spot, a thin spot, those types of things we don't talk about.
It's
But
true. It
guess
can be
what,
traumatic. It can
it's
be
traumatic. It's not normal. It You may say it's natural, but it's not normal, and we don't know to seek out attention or medical intervention, all of those things. And so I am, as they say, I'm the number one client. I am a witness. So alopecia came knocking at my door, and I had no idea. I'm like, who is this?
well, that
Didn't
is
know.
definitely that is the next level, right? That is
Yes,
definitely the next level.
that's it.
It's
That's
definitely
it.
the next level as a sister like practitioner because you are behind the chair. You are the first line of defense for your clientele because some people don't, they don't even deal with their hair at all. And you are the one standing over. So you should be able
Mhm.
to say, hey, even if you can't like name it or identify exactly what it is, but something is looking different about somebody's
Yes, and
scalp
say
care, you should be able to say that and say it knowing that you didn't have anything to do with it. Because I
yes.
think what has happened over the time, practitioners have seen something, was
Mhm.
scared to say something because they didn't know if they did anything wrong to contribute to it. And as a trichologist, that's part of my mission is going to be helping practitioners all around this trichology world. And so, one, to help them prevent hair loss,
Yes.
making sure that their practices are not exacerbating the situation, and or making the client aware early, early on that something's going on. Because just like any other ailment,
Mhm.
preventative is always better, and early
Please.
detection, early treatment is always better to saving the flower. So, but I don't want to
Prevention.
go down that rabbit hole because we can be all day talk about this.
Woo.
But let me send people your way, because so if you want to reach Crystal and you're in the Durham, North Carolina area, you can reach her at her Facebook page at Stellar Service. Obviously, you can see Crystal is totally committed to providing the Sister Locks experience, the official, the real Sister Locks experience. And she's also going to care about your hair and your scalp. And that is so important right now because hair loss is like an epidemic at this
It
point.
is.
So we need somebody that's conscientious of that. And so
Mhm.
she is your girl. Now, Crystal, before we go, please, if you can leave some one parting words for an aspiring Sister Lock consultant that may just feeling a little nervous about working with clients, and maybe some encouraging words in regards to maybe getting coaching as well.
Um, Everyone has been where you are.
Mhm.
It is natural to feel nervous, frightened, afraid, angry, all of those emotions. But just focus on the why. The why is what should always bring you back and keep you on track. And there are individuals who will celebrate you on the small wins, the big wins. And there are folks like Miss Dana Wilson who will lend their time and talents and expertise just to be that source of support.
Mhm.
Um, we don't always rally around each other and one another for that empowerment and support. We talk about network, especially if we know it's going to bring us a client,
Yeah.
but the real, true calling um, is that am I going to cheer for you when I don't get quote anything out of it? And
Mhm.
so the coaching program has been that. It's been my sounding board, my emotional support,
Mhm.
um, the folks to help me remember what the right things are.
Mhm.
And so that's important. Sister Locks is um, a exclusive hair management program. I don't say that to deter people,
Right.
but if
Right.
you are interested in working with that program and that brand, then just know it's about quality. It's not about quantity. And good things come to those who wait. Time is the um true weight makes the true difference. So I am better for uh all the things that have come with it. I'm the better for it. I
Mhm.
I'm nowhere near where I want to be, but
Mhm.
it is still coming.
Absolutely.
And those relationships mean more than anything else. So
Absolutely.
the coaching program has been that there are people all around the world who support Dr. C's mission. There are people who stand ready and willing to say, hey, tell me where you are, tell me what you need.
Right.
And so those opportunities are here and it's reasonable. We will spend hundreds and hundreds on a new phone and won't invest that in our own business. So I'm gonna stop there, but
No,
opportunity
I appreciate that because
opportunity is there. I can carve out $100 and go get an outfit. Invest that in your business. Invest that in your livelihood. You will see it tenfold in 6 months, a year. Whatever you want to see, you can make it happen. So whatever you want it to be, it will be. And that has been, I learned to put myself first and not to defer my dreams. And however I want it to be, it's okay. And my folks from Hair Cares and Head Start, they know it and they like, yeah, you can do it.
that's
Everybody's not going to tell you that because you might outshine them. So it's
Lord,
okay.
Lord today.
It's
Don't
okay. We're in good company.
Thank you so much, Crystal. I
Thank
appreciate it.
you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you
We're
so
so blessed to have you, Dana. Thank you.
All right, Crystal, we will talk to you soon. I appreciate your time. It's been wonderful. All right,
Yes.
everybody. Thank you so much. Thank you for listening in to our conversation with Crystal. Again, if you want to reach out to Crystal, this is her information here. Um, you go on Facebook at Stellar Service to get all of her information. She is near Durham, North Carolina. So if you're interested, but listen, one of the things that Crystal said, and I appreciate, is it really is about investing in yourself. One of the reasons why I even created this Head Start coaching program is because I didn't have a coach. I did everything wrong to learn how to do it right. If I had only had a coach, I may have deterred me from some of the pitfalls that I experienced. And that's part of why I'm doing what I'm doing. So if you're interested in getting some coaching around your business and you're determined and you're motivated, contact me. Go to haircaresinc.com. But again, thank you so much for partaking in this conversation, and I'll see you soon. Bye bye.